I speak for every Nigerian student when I say that the Nigerian educational sector is really stressful.
Hello, good evening.
Hi, good evening. My name is Miracle. I'm a student, but what I do for work is I'm a singer, songwriter, makeup artist, and I'm generally a creative. Anything on the creative space, you find me there.
When you were talking, you mentioned the fact that you are a student. Would you mind recounting an experience you've had that is very unpleasant and that whatever caused the situation could have been avoided? It was needless.
Oh my God. I think that I speak for every Nigerian student when I say that the Nigerian educational sector is really stressful. I attend the National Open University of Nigeria, one of which I remember is in my 300 level, they changed our exam center. That was like really stressful because having to come from the island to the mainland just to write an exam of like 7 a.m. was really stressful. A lot of people got robbed that period. I think that if the school had maybe looked into it and maybe fixed what needed to be fixed, or because the school was under renovation, they had to like move us down to the mainland. That is one of many countless stories from my school. The population is like quite much. When we are writing exams, very choke, no ventilation, no proper air. It's a lot, countless stories, but in all, I'm like really grateful to God.
How old are you?
Am I allowed to say that? I am.
What's the biggest mistake you think you've made in 2 years of existence?
Not speaking up when I am supposed to. Let me call it what it is. It's a bad behavior. I don't speak out until I've had it up to here, and then when I speak, it's now like overboard because it's coming from a place of hurt and everything. Something I'm learning to come out of.
You mentioned how you were suicidal. You care to share how you got out of that?
I have friends, but when it happened, of course I have colleagues that we normally work together and everything, and when it happened, having to see them do what I normally would do, or maybe call someone else to do what I normally would do. I'm like very good at my craft here. I just went back into my shell. I left social media. I stopped speaking everybody's call, including my mom's call. Like, I was just done. At that point, it was like nobody would actually really understand. They would only come to you because they want you to feel better, but because they are not feeling what you're feeling, they don't really know how to actually comfort you. That's how I felt, and I actually did push people away. What really held me back then is just the fact that I've always loved God and I've always loved His word. It was always going back to God and telling God that you actually literally have to help me.
Thank you for sharing your story and your experience with us.